The real magic in any email campaign, it happens after you click send. It's what happens with that content and its engagement with your list. So a way that you can really start to leverage this is to go into your reports. And in this case, it's an email sequence following a download of a free guide. But the same occurs to a newsletter that you might send out, or an email, or anything. So first thing you want to look at is your unsubscribe rates. If this is a lot lower or a lot higher than your average unsubscribes when you send out a newsletter, it's an indication of whether you're targeting your list correctly, whether it's the right content for your audience. And often in terms of if you're doing an email sequence around the launch of a online course or a new product, and you start to get higher and higher unsubscribe rates, you know then that, one, you haven't targeted your audience enough, and two, your email sequence might be too long. So you can use this quite negative information in a really positive way. What I'm going to do is go into the report for the first email and go into activity and see who opened the email. And what I'm really looking for is people who opened it multiple times. So you can filter by the number of opens. And what I do is reach out to these people who open, and normally I tend to reach out to people who have opened more than 5 times, and in an email just touch base and say, ask them how they found the content in this email. Did it add value for them? Is there any questions that come out of the content, or any further information that they'd like? I'm not trying to sell to them. I'm just trying to nurture a relationship and build a conversation. So this works really well. The other thing you want to do is have a look at who's actually clicked through to the links. And again, they might have clicked through to a landing page, in which case I'd go to the landing page, see if they converted. If not, I might reach out to them, ask them if they'd mind giving me a 15-minute call to do some market research. Just say, I'd really appreciate your help on the landing page just looked at, and I'd love to get your feedback around what triggered you to open, what the roadblock was to stop you from converting. In most cases, if you reach out and ask for help, people are only too happy to do that. The other thing you can look at, which is really helpful, is a click map. Most email platforms offer this, but look at all the places in your email where you've got links and determine from that what type of links are working, the placement of links, and the wording of links. So in this case, I'm getting no links above the pre-header, which leads me to think that the email is too long. The pre-header is a very action-orientated header, which has resonated well with the audience. If I was getting a lot of click-throughs on the image, I would move the image up higher. And again, it's all about testing and retesting and trying one thing different each time you send out a newsletter and comparing the results. But this is really helpful, especially if you're doing an email sequence. You can go through, you're sending out the same type of content to the same list, so you can get a really good trend on what's resonating with that list. And that's just a couple of ways that you can use your reports in Mailchimp. I hope it helps, but whatever you do, don't send an email out and ignore the results, because the results are, like I said, where the magic happens. I hope this helps.